Hey, welcome to Disney Theory again, where I'm going to be discussing the new movie Mulan 2020 live action that just came out. First impressions of the movie, very action packed near the end. It was exactly like what you would expect a Disney live action remake of great movie. Basically, they just took the story, took out all the parts that made it really good, and left the rest in the live action movie. It felt like it dragged on a lot, like there was a lot of unnecessary parts in it. Like the way she's traveling to go to the camp to sign up as a warrior. That took way too long. Also, there's this whole thing around chi, which was kind of weird. I mean, they made it fit in the movie, but like, it was just kind of a weird concept. Basically, Mulan is this OP fighter from the day she left the womb. She's like this super young girl using these super advanced like fighting moves, I guess, and you know, she's like this big bad boss. You know, as you'd expect from women empowerment movie. What I found really weird was the fact that I guess her dad was encouraging her to be like this all growing up, and then all of a sudden, like, the mom is like, yeah, so you're enabling her and we need to stop that because she needs to bring honor to the family by getting married. And it's like, okay, well, why didn't you just like bring her up to be like that in the first place? Why did you, I mean, to be able to do all these fancy fighting moves and martial arts and stuff like that, you have to get trained. You're not born knowing how to do all these things, you know? So she obviously had to get lessons or something like that. And it's like, if you're so concerned about bringing honor to the family by getting married, why would you raise her to be this way? And then like when she's old enough to like think for herself, just tell her that she can't do that anymore. It just doesn't make sense. And then when she finally gets into the Imperial camp, she's suppressing her chi or her power for some odd reason. She doesn't need to. And they give no reason why she needs to. I mean, if you're in the Imperial Army, you would want to do your best, you know? So she's like being as crappy as everyone else. You know, like you see in the original Mulan movie, you know, everyone just kind of sucks and they have to work up to get better. And that whole montage, I don't know, it was just, there was no real development in it. It was like they all sucked, and then all of a sudden they were good. And I think what really helped in the old movie kind of show the progression was definitely the song. They didn't have that song, so you didn't really see the progression. It was just like they sucked, and then all of a sudden they were really good. Her and the guy that she like falls in love with, they start off on a rough patch and they're like fighting each other and stuff like that. Yeah, they start fighting each other, and it's just very monotone. Like, I don't know, like that whole, pretty much like 99% of the movie, Mulan is like total like blank face. The whole movie. And there was no, like, you couldn't, they're putting character development in there, but the way that she was acting and the way she was so monotone throughout the whole movie just kind of killed it. Let's see. And then, you know, they cut out like a lot of the main really good characters that, you know, bring comedic relief or what have you. You know, Mushu's not in there. And then and then her Imperial Army, like, pals, you know, the ones in the beginning of the old movie where they're all just kind of like fighting each other and then they end up being really good friends. You don't really see that. You don't really see the development of that friendship. She just all of a sudden starts, she's just like in the army, and then she's like in this group, and then they start talking to each other, and then they're like pals. Like, it's, I don't know, it's really weird. A lot of it was just like very poor execution. So I wouldn't recommend spending the $30 to get it. I would just wait 2 months for it to come out on Disney Plus for everyone, and then just watch it there. That way you can save $30. Oh yeah, one part that was confusing was the fact that they stand up to the bad guys, and it was like their little army against their little army, and they were like, the bad guys were totally caught off guard by them being there. And then all of a sudden they have these like rock launcher things. Like, those came out of nowhere. They didn't, it's not like they were expecting the army to be there and then set up these catapult things. No, these catapult things showed out of nowhere. They were just simply riding along. They were riding along. Didn't see any catapults. And then all of a sudden, half the battle later, catapults. Now, the thing about the witch lady really bothered me. She was so annoying, like, the whole movie. It was basically like, you know, I'm cast out, boo-hoo, feel sorry for me kind of thing. And then she was still treated like dirt and by the bad guys, but for some reason she stayed with them even though he literally called her a slave. I don't know, it was really weird. And then you know, because she feels sorry for herself, she tries to get Mulan to do the same thing by pretty much convincing her to tell the army that she's a woman. And then what she does, she's cast out, and then, you know, little witch birdie girl comes by and is like, yeah, see how they treat you? You should join me. And it's like, oh, okay. And she ends up saying no anyways. It was just really awkward. I don't know. It was entertaining, but I didn't enjoy the movie. And I would strongly recommend you don't spend or waste $30 on this movie. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Leave a like. Maybe comment a little bit. Tell me what your thoughts are on this movie if you've seen it already, or if you're on the fence about it. Let me know where you're at. And then subscribe.